So you've probably done this if you are coding a game by yourself. You'll have comments in code that says this is the value that should be between 0 and 100, and you'll have armor, and then you'll have the rest of the code base there, and you can do whatever you want to do in the code base. But if you're working with someone else, if you're working with an artist or the designer, then your script doesn't have any information against it. So when I hover over armor or health or player name, I don't get any information there whatsoever. So it doesn't let me know what is or isn't allowed there. So I mean, I could set armor to 1,000, and that might cause a problem for your game. So what you can do is you can, instead of having this comment here, which is private, it's only available to script, is you're going to add the tooltip attribute. And the tooltip attribute, all it does is it just exposes that comment, and I've used this quite a bit in other videos, but I wanted to kind of separate it out because I don't think I had separated it out before. So your comment still stands, the comment's still valid, and you can see it in code, and you know exactly what's happening, but at least everybody else knows what's happening now as well. So tooltip, and then this is the final one here, is this one here, which is the name of the player. Okay, so now when I go back into my my editor, I can then hover over armor, and you'll see this value should be between 0 and 100. So now the person knows that it's your designer, your artist knows it's between 0 and 100, so they can not type that in, right? Well, they can still type in 1,000. Or they can type in -9 and -.4, whatever it is, .3. So they don't know. You're not restricting them in a way. So what you can do though is you can also add another attribute, and this is where this good thing comes in here. So this value should be between 0 and 100, which doesn't really help, and we'll come back and I'll show you what makes a better comment about this. But what we can do is we can restrict it, so we can put in the range attribute, which is 0 to, in this case, 100 for the armor, and then the health is going to be range 0 to 1. So now you do the right thing. So when you go to armor, you'll see that you can't, well obviously these are wrong because I could type those values in there, but if I type in -45, it won't let me do that, but it will let me move these values up here. In fact, I'll zoom in a bit. So you can see that you can use this slider here, or you can type in the value. So if you want to type in -45, then it won't let you. And similarly here, if you want to type in, 4, it won't let you either. It'll restrict you to 1, because this is only a value between 0 and 1. So you can still have 0.22345, whatever. That's perfectly valid, and you can adjust that as well just by using the slider. And that's how you restrict those values. So I mentioned about giving better descriptions here. So this value should be between 0 and 100. So instead of having that, what you can actually have is an actual English definition of it. So this is the strength of the armor. 0 is no armor, 100 is max armor. So that is a much better indicator of what this value actually is. So if I hover over that, it says, and again I'll zoom in just a little bit, it says this is the strength of the armor, 0 is no armor, 100 is max armor. So now your designer doesn't need to ask you the question. They know exactly what they need to do. They are restricted in a way because they can only do between 0 and 100, and they know exactly why it's restricted between 0 and 100. So all your ambiguity is gone. So yeah, so that's the range and the tooltip attribute. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. This is part of the Video A Day in September 2017 videos. If you liked it or you didn't like it, hit the appropriate button below. Subscribe, so if you hit the little icon over there, then you'll get notified, especially when you hit the little alarm icon. That's the really important part apparently. Then you'll get notified when a new video goes up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.